What's up? I'm enjoying a little hammock time here. Um, Finished a little bit of work and taking a little break. Thought I'd make a video. The sun is finally kind of out today. We've had we've had like 3 weeks of just intense rain and cloudiness, and the sun's finally out, and it's freaking beautiful. I love when the sky's all blue like this, and um, nothing beats a big, vast blue sky. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about breaking your diet and cheat meals and uh, and how and when to get out of ketosis. Now, if you're doing a keto diet, if you're looking to lose weight, um, depending on where you're coming from, you might be able to handle psychologically and physically without a lot of negative ramifications. You might be able to handle breaking your diet every once in a while. Um, in the beginning, when you first start keto, you shouldn't be doing cheat meals though. For at least a few months, I would say, you want to stick to your diet and you want to stay rather strict. Just meaning no sugary carbs. Nothing that's going to boost your insulin a bunch and pull you out of ketosis, because while you're adapting to it, your body has to go through a lot of changes. You have to generate new mitochondria. You have to utilize new energetic pathways to fuel your body, and it takes time and it takes energy. And if you just throw a bunch of carbs right in there, it's going to mess with your adaptation. So there's a lot of these cyclical ketogenic diets, um, carb night. Um, there's a lot of these things are marketed out there. Even what's the guy's name? The podcaster. Tim Ferriss's diet advocates, I think, 6 days of like super low to no carb, and then one day of everything goes. And for some people, it works really well. They look forward to their carb days all week, and they often feel a little bit depleted after a few days cutting the carbs out. But for some people, it works. For some people, they're able to stick to the diet with one cheat day every week. But for me, I wouldn't advocate that um, to most people. When you do a cheat day, when you call it a cheat day, most people just go freaking nuts. Um, most people, if they're gonna call something a cheat day, they're just gonna go all out, and they're not gonna take it as like, oh, I'm gonna have some rice, or maybe like, I might have like one piece of cake or something. No, people go all out, and they turn it into just eat as much junk food as you can, because you're not gonna be able to do this for a while day, and that can make you feel so bad. When I tried out Kiefer's like carb night thing, I like swore off doing refeeds because it made me feel horrible. Um, it does things physiologically, it changes your brain chemistry, and it just throws off the adaptation that you've been going through, and puts you in this metabolic limbo state, which is no fun. So I'm not saying that you should never break your diet. I'm just saying that there's the way that you do it, the way that you come out of a super low carbohydrate period is really important. So just like when you adapted to a ketogenic diet, your body kind of has to adapt to adding back carbs. So if you have reached like a level of leanness, my little daisy, hey, what's up? What's up? No licking. Go away. If you've reached like the level of leanness you're looking for, or if you were doing a ketogenic diet in a seasonal manner, as it might be as it might have been done um, more by our ancestors in the past when carbohydrates were not available during the winter. Um, you want to slowly add back in the carbs and taper down your fats. It's kind of, it's very, it intuitively makes sense. You want to keep your calories, if you're going to add back in carbohydrates seasonally or permanently or whatever. If you don't want to bounce back and rebound, you can't just start gorging on like sugary bread, just eating as many simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, whatever type of carbs that you want. Um, it's important that you ease back into it. that you allow your body to adapt to that glycolytic metabolism, just like you allowed it to adapt to a ketogenic metabolism. So slowly increasing carbohydrates, maybe by just a few grams a week, maybe 10, 20 grams a week, until you've reached a level that your body tolerates. Now, I think people vastly overestimate the amount of carbohydrates that they need. Even if you're doing a carbohydrate driven diet, uh, a lot of people they think they need like 300, 400 grams of carbohydrates a day to fuel their like 45-minute bro split workout. And you don't need that many carbs. Um, that's a whole nother argument or video or whatever. But yeah, if you're going to add back in carbohydrates, it's best to do it slowly. Now, if you want to do a so-called like cheat meal, first of all, don't call it a freaking cheat meal. If you call it a cheat meal, you're gonna like switch this psychological trigger in your mind where it's just like, oh, a cheat meal, zing, zing, zing. I'm gonna eat a bunch of crap all day and just pig out. If you wanna, if you're having, if you want to have something that's outside of your normal diet, the best way to do it is to remain isocaloric, so maybe decrease the fats a little bit that day. And if you want to have some carbohydrates, have it around your workout. Um, if you want to eat something that's going to be like whatever, 30, 50, 100 grams of carbs, it's probably best to do it around your workout. Now, doing it pre or post workout, that's another debate. Um, I would say I would prefer to do it before a workout, but that's just me. Um, but yeah, I would say intake those carbohydrates before or after a workout, and don't stress it. If it's gonna like switch on the psychological addiction to taste and texture and just make you crave carbs like crazy, you probably should avoid it. And also, you shouldn't be breaking your ketogenic diet until you're properly adapted, which means at least like 2 or 3 months, and for some people more. If you're fit and healthy, you can you can drop into ketosis pretty easily within a few days or a few weeks, but you still have to give your body time to adapt. Now, your workouts are probably going to decrease in intensity, and you might have a little bit of a lull in performance for those first few weeks or even months. And and during that time, you don't want to be breaking your macros. You don't want to be just intaking a bunch of carbohydrates randomly and throwing off that adaptation. So, if you want to do cheat meals, don't call them cheat meals. Um, Consider it just like a free meal. Consider it a little break from your diet, and don't go crazy with it. Eat what you're going to eat. Don't feel guilty. Don't worry about if you added a little bit of water weight that day, because if you do eat more carbohydrates, you're going to throw on some more water weight. So don't obsessively step on the scale and, oh, I gained 3 pounds of fat because I ate a little bit extra carb yesterday. You didn't gain 3 pounds of fat. You just filled up your glycogen a little bit and you're holding more water weight and you're holding some bloat. So, um, it's fine to break your diet every once in a while. And if it's going to help you psychologically to maintain it long term, that's fine. But if it's going to throw you into this like addictive loop where you're obsessing over taste and texture all the time and looking forward to the next time you get to break your diet, a ketogenic diet is probably not for you long term. Um, Although I postulate that most people who can handle a ketogenic diet well can do perfectly fine on it long term. It's something that you can sustain for a long time, for the rest of your life. You don't need to eat carbs. Um, if you lose a lot of weight using keto by cutting carbohydrates out, and you just start, look at this bug right here. Get out of here, wasp. Thing wanted to sting me. Um, if you lose a bunch of weight doing keto and you just throw back in a bunch of carbohydrates, I can almost guarantee you're gonna gain a lot of that weight back. So first, if you're gonna do a ketogenic diet, you should be looking at it as more of a long-term health strategy and weight loss strategy, not just a quick 12-week fix to get your summer abs to like hang out on the beach with your bros and drink freaking Natty Light and hit on chicks. And if you do that, I hope you're not watching this video anyways. or I hope you can, maybe these videos will make you reconsider uh, your main motivations in life. But you know, I mean, it should be about long-term health. Your fitness should be about health. It shouldn't be all about vanity and looking hot. Yes, everybody wants to have a beautiful body. Everybody wants to look good and look healthy. But a lot of these people who are so fit and all shredded and ripped are not healthy mentally or physically. A lot of these people, these fitness models that you're going to see that you crave, you want their body so bad, a lot of these people are psychological monsters. Um, Completely self-absorbed, selfish, and vain. I mean, it's a horrible culture, and it's a completely obsessive behavior for a lot of these people, and to look that way just isn't healthy for a lot of people. So you got to consider your goals, um, and long-term goals are more important than these short-term goals. So if you're gonna break your diet, if you mess up, if you like, I don't know, have a binge or whatever, don't feel bad about it. Just get back on the wagon and keep moving forward. Don't don't go into this huge guilt trip and turning into this like crazy eating disorder where you've got this like double mindedness and dual mentality about everything. Where you know, you think it's sinful to like eat carbohydrates. It's not bad to eat carbs, but if you're doing a keto type diet and you're trying to lose weight that way, you want to minimize your intake of carbohydrates, and you'll feel better the less carbs you eat. The longer you go on a keto type diet, the more you're adapted to living without carbs. The less carbohydrates you're going to need, and the more efficient your body's going to be without them. Because a lot of the carbohydrate intake um, that people are going for, a lot of these carbs are just there for psychological and taste preferential reasons. So, and that's why all these like IIFYM gurus and like flexible dieting is so popular. It can work. It can work pretty well. Um, but all these bros and everybody just wants to be told what they want to hear. So if I sit here and tell you you can lose weight and look awesome and eat 400 grams of carbohydrates a day and never have to do cardio and never have to work out, never have to count calories. I mean, these these extreme statements attract followers. Um, these images of like people looking ripped and shredded and veiny and muscular and eating Pop Tarts and ice cream, this is marketing strategies, and it works. It works really well. Um, the diet might not work that well, but the marketing works really freaking well. And all these bodybuilding forums and all these uneducated bros just love to hear it, and they eat that shit up. So yeah, I don't know. I've gone on so many tangents here, but yeah, if you're gonna break your diet, don't feel bad about it. Do it in an intelligent way. Don't take in 700 grams of carbohydrates in a day, because then you're gonna feel like crap. If you want to eat some carbs one day a month, or like whatever, just have one meal a week where you're not worried about it. Don't go nuts on it, but don't feel too bad. If you're relatively well adapted, you should jump back into ketosis rather quickly and asymptomatically. So don't feel guilty about it. Don't turn your diet into an eating disorder. Don't turn your fitness into a lifestyle mental disorder. And look at the bigger picture, because long-term health should be the goal here. Your fitness shouldn't compromise your health. I mean, that sounds so ridiculous to say, but if you look at this culture online, like these physique competitors and like kids getting into bodybuilding, getting on steroids when they're 18 years old, and just going nuts with it, um, it's a major problem. And there's a lot of illusion out there in the whole fitness and diet industry, and that industry preys on and is fueled by ignorance. So, educate yourself on what macronutrients do, on what the different types of carbohydrates do in your body physiologically and hormonally, what different types of fats are going to do to your body. And if you want to break your diet, don't feel bad about it. Don't make it into this huge taboo where you're like fetishizing cheat days all the time. Just if you're going to break out of your diet, eat your meal, and get back on the train and keep moving forward. And you're going to be fine. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to help you, but it's not going to hurt you that bad. Um, And if you do break your diet, you put on a bunch of water weight, don't post messages on forums. Um, don't post on forums crying about it and feeling super bad. It's just water weight. You didn't gain 10 pounds of fat in one day from eating a freaking donut. That's not how it works. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the website. It's finally up. Finally got our website up, and we're actually gonna have like a storefront put up soon. That's gonna link into what I do for my day job, which is importing and exporting high quality foods. So, gonna have some products on there that are pretty exclusive, and that you're not gonna be able to find other places. And I know they're good because I source them. So that'll be fun. The store maybe will be up in a few weeks, and we'll have some exclusive stuff like maca, which is going to be almost impossible to find now that the Chinese have come down here to South America and kind of screwed up the whole market. But yeah, look forward to some of these cool products like maca and some special reishi products and some Ayurvedic herbs and stuff like cissus and shilajit and other things that can be really helpful, adaptogenic herbs. But yeah, that'll be cool. So check out the website. I'm trying to put more content out, and yeah, keep moving forward. Get your priorities in order, and get your mind straight.